Have you ever wondered what is my dog thinking? Well, in today's video, we are going to try to get some insights into the way our dogs think. And please sit and stay to the end of this video if you want to know if your dog is actually capable of loving you. You know, when I'm cleaning out dog kennels or spending my hard-earned money at the vet, sometimes I wonder, do these dogs care for me as much as I care for them? Just for a moment, I'd like to have the ability to know what my dog is thinking. Well, modern science is beginning to look into these questions, and the tests they are doing seem to confirm what we have thought all along. So please sit and stay to the end of this video if you'd like to know what I have concluded. Before we get started, please take a second and do the YouTube like and subscribe thingy. It's a free way to give Grace, Woody, Lula, Gidget, and all the Coldwater Creek pack a treat. Okay, so what's going on inside your dog's brain? Is it just full of treats and squirrels? Or do they have something more complex going on in there? Of course, they aren't as intelligent as some of us humans overall, but in other ways their brains are much more developed. It's kind of exciting on a primal level that these predators, whose nearest relatives are wolves, live with us and even sleep in our beds, yet humans know almost nothing about what they're thinking. Luckily, because of advances in medical technology, new research is beginning to shed light on what your dog may be thinking and the nature of the dog-human bond. When scientists began to study dogs, they had to take into account that evolutionarily speaking, dogs are unique. Even though they were predisposed to life with humans by the existence of a pack structure, their evolution was altered by humans to make them more effective hunting partners, and then later to be more socially compatible with us. Dogs were the first animals to have been domesticated. We know that dogs existed at the time of the first human settlements in the eastern Mediterranean. In the area known as the Fertile Crescent, their remains have been found buried alongside humans, and these have been carbon dated to 11,000 years ago. Archaeological evidence seems to show that only dogs were present at the dawn of human civilization. It may be that dogs, who make up for our lack of speed, weak sense of smell and hearing, are partially responsible for the success of early humans. And they may even have been crucial to our survival as a species. So what's inside the doggy brain? Can they even love something? Let's ask Dr. Gregory Burns, MD, PhD, and the Distinguished Professor of Neuroeconomics at Emory University.
Before getting into how a dog's brain works, it should be understood, if not obvious, that dogs do not have the same amount of neural infrastructure that humans do. As a rule, larger animals have larger brains. The encephalization quotient, EQ, accounts for the relationship between brain and body size, such that an EQ equals 1 means an animal has an average brain size for its body weight. Humans have an exceptionally large EQ of about 7, while dogs are a bit better than your average mammal, with an EQ of 1.2. However, we can see from an MRI of a dog brain that even though it is smaller than a human brain, all of the same basic structures are present. This is true for large regions like the cerebral cortex and the cerebellum, as well as for smaller, subcortical structures like the brainstem, hippocampus, amygdala, and basal ganglia, which have important roles in movement, memory, and emotion. Dogs also have large olfactory systems, comprising about 2% of the total brain weight, compared to 0.03% in humans. Where dogs fall short is in the cortex. Apart from being smaller, there are fewer folds, which means less surface area and fewer neurons. The frontal lobe, which in humans occupies the front third of the brain, is relegated to a paltry 10% in dogs.
Now, let's tackle the question we've all asked at some point. Does my dog love me? Well, studies seem to show that dogs experience a range of emotions, similar to humans. These tests show a stronger reaction in brain activation and chemistry to a praising word from an owner than from the sight of a toy or food. This could mean that the love and loyalty we perceive in them is truly genuine. Studies show that dogs release oxytocin, the bonding and love hormone, when they interact with their human companions. Once again, let's ask the doctor. Gregory Burns, MD, PhD.
We have discovered many things about dogs' perceptual experience of the world, but the ones that are most interesting are in the domain of social cognition. The first question many people ask is, does my dog love me? Without getting into the nuances of love, the question gets to the heart of the dog-human relationship, namely, what are a dog's motives? Is it all about food, or can dogs experience positive emotions for purely social reasons? To answer the question, we used fMRI to measure activity in a structure at the heart of the brain's reward system, the caudate nucleus. Before scanning, we trained the dogs on a simple association between toys and rewards. Each toy was held in front of the dog for 10 seconds and then followed by either a treat or by their owner popping into view and praising them with, "Good dog." The toy set up a state of expectation, which we could measure in the caudate. We found that 13 of 15 dogs had equal or greater activation for praise than for food. Is that love? We don't know, but it does show that most dogs have brain systems highly tuned to social rewards, and some even respond more to their owner's praise than food itself.
Well, you made it to the end, so what's the final answer? In my humble opinion, it doesn't matter if dogs love us as we love them. Studies show that dog owners are happier and live longer lives, so we get the benefit of feeling that we are loved. Lucky for us, dogs can't speak, so they can't tell us any different. Please take a moment to like and subscribe to Cold Water Creek Jacks, and visit Fuzzy Gidget's store at coldwatercreekjacks.com. Now go play with your dog.